Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Recipe Tuesday. The recipe that I have in store for you today is actually um, a recipe that I got from my mom. Um, that's one variation, and then I have a second variation. The first one, the way my mom did it, is she would take lentils, put it in a pot, and she would put water, you know, just enough to cover the lentils, and she would take a peeled potato, two Roma tomatoes, and some type of meat flavoring of some type. It could be um, a piece of ham, it could be bacon, it could be anything to give the lentils flavor. And then she would put some olive oil in it, her spices, her basil, oregano, a little bit of pepper. She would, do it up. And she would add olive oil and she would cook it on medium heat. And as it was cooking, of course, you may have to add a little more water to it as it's cooking because it will sop up, the lentils themselves will sop up the water. So you add water to it, and then you're going to add a little bit of olive oil as it's cooking. And you're probably going to cook it for, I would say, at least 25, 30 minutes, maybe. But what I recommend doing is get a spoon, grab some, and taste it. And if it's soft, then they're done. Right on the very last, just before it's done, I like to add a little bit more olive oil to it and mix it in. That's one variation of making lentils. The second one is you take lentils, you put it in a pot. Of course, you bring the water up above the lentils, about a half inch or so. And then you're going to take spaghetti sauce already made. It can be what you've made, it can be jarred spaghetti sauce, whichever you want. You're going to take maybe, because I don't measure when I cook, I just round it out or guesstimate. So you're going to take about 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce and put it in your lentils in the pot, stir it in, put it on medium like you would the other one. Add your olive oil. You don't really have to add any spices to it unless you want to. The only other spice that I can think of to add to it would be Italian seasoning. You could put a little bit of that in there with it. Again, the same. Let it cook about 20, 25 minutes, half hour, and then check it. And when it's soft, then it's done. And then, of course, add the olive oil on the very last, stir it in. Of course, wash the spoon first after you taste of it. And then you pretty much serve it. And that's all there is to it. So if you think about the cost of making lentils, a bag of lentils is about $1.40. A decent jar of spaghetti sauce will run you about $2, give or take. And I've tried different brands of spaghetti sauce. You can use, I like Bertolli, I like Classico, I like spaghetti sauces along those lines. I have used Barilla. Not really a big fan of the Prego and the Ragu, but a decent. Oh, Newman's Own is another one that makes a good spaghetti sauce. So you'll just need a decent jar of spaghetti sauce, a bag of lentils, olive oil. I like to use Pompeian extra virgin olive oil robust. I've been using it in my family as far back as I can remember. My mom used it, my grandmother used it. So, anyway, that gives you a couple of recipes that you can try It is budget friendly. It's not going to, break the bank. And it's also nutritious. And that's also another way for you to get protein in your diet without having to necessarily go the meat route. Even though one of the recipe methods has a piece of meat in it of some type, but it's only a small piece of meat. That's just to give it flavoring as it's cooking. But if you want to give it a try, definitely do that. Um, it is a good recipe. It's very tasty, nutritious, delicious. Um, I still make it today, but you know, I just thought I'd go ahead and share that with you. Anyway, I want to thank you all for tuning in this morning, and I will see you on Thursday with an upload. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you then. Bye.